You talking about in iRacing? Test, test. Three.
And welcome everybody. We're here with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Little audio issues there in the beginning, but I think we got it all figured out here. But tonight is the first night where we switch over. We're here in the Gander trucks at Daytona Speedway, so we're going to do some drafting tonight, some super speedway racing, something new for these guys. So it should be pretty exciting, Jamie.
Yeah, Pat, looking forward to seeing how this works out. iRacing just had a new update today, which is supposed to change a little bit how the drafting works. With the trucks, before today, the trucks have always kind of had this bubble that made it really hard to get to the back of someone. You definitely by yourself, you really couldn't get there. If someone was behind you, you might be able to get up and bump the truck in front of you. But we'll see if that bubble has been shrunk, as we've seen social media saying that it has. So we'll see if these guys are able to get to each other and push each other a little bit down the back stretch, and see what kind of impact that makes.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you do the plate racing, and it'll be interesting here tonight. Again, I don't know how much experience some of these guys have with this. I mean, this is typically a super late model series, short track series, so I'm anxious to see how these guys do in these trucks and they do with the drafting and how well they work with each other. So, but the grid is set here for tonight, so let's go through tonight's starting lineup. We got 12 trucks going to take the green flag tonight. Starting on the pole is Michael D'Amico in the number 29. with a lap time of 50.102. Starting his outside in the shocker of the night is going to be Alex Marinelli in that number 17. Starting in third is Joseph Fernandez in that 00 from JJ Racing. Starting in fourth is going to be Randy Koching in that number 19. Starting in fifth is Mario Ercolani in that number 41. To his outside, starting sixth, John Dickerman in that number 13. Starting seventh, Peyton Hill in that number 48. To his outside is going to be James Goshen in the number 85. Rolling off ninth is Kevin Dianovich in that number 26. 10th is going to be Christopher Morris Jr. in that number 3 machine. 11th is going to be Kevin Otis in the 09. And starting shotgun on the field here tonight, Jonathan Hancock in the number 20 machine.
Yeah, it looks like we fired old Alex Marinelli up a little bit after calling him slow last week. He definitely sent us a message that we were wrong about that. And, you know, I told him if he won tonight that we would make a retraction. So starting on the outside of the front row, looks like he's out to make us do that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he does. You know, I hope he gets out there and does well tonight. As we getting everything refreshed so we can see everybody's paints here. Forgot to relaunch trading paint, so now we're just having all kinds of difficulties here tonight. But we're going to get it straightened out as the green flag is out. And racing is underway here at Daytona in the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Tight racing here already as these guys are jockeying for position, trying to figure out who their drafting partners are going to be.
Nice, quickly got down out of that outside line to get back of Mike D'Amico there.
Smart move on his part, and I'm telling you what, that goat locker racing on the side of that 17 looks pretty cool on that truck.
Yeah, I got a sneak peek of that earlier. Guy that does his paint scheme sent it to me, said he, you know, made some changes to our logo a little bit, which I thought was pretty cool. I've done something similar with that on our trucks in the past. Joseph Mitchell did a really good job with that. I like it.
Yeah, really sharp. Well, we are through lap number 1 here on lap number 2. Everybody kind of falling in line here, running side by side. Got one truck kind of lagging back here a little bit, playing it safe. You'll see some of the different strategies kind of play it out through the night here. But we'll have to see, as it looks like that 29 truck is moved up to the high side now to kind of block the run up there.
Yeah, we started seeing that kind of last year with the Cup cars. When they changed the drafting model, you were kind of able to do that a little bit. If you were up front, you know, you could kind of control both lines being from the front. We'll see if that now is going to happen here with the trucks.
Haven't seen a whole lot of bump drafting as of yet. Maybe guys are just playing it a little bit nice here, trying to get a feel for everything. A couple of trucks dropping to the back right now. We are still 2x2 back through the top 10. Again, we see, and we've seen this a lot in plate racing, Jamie, where that inside line does really, really well through the corners. But you get up on these straightaways and that outside line gains some momentum. So it's a back and forth constantly throughout these races.
Right. And, you know, unfortunately for that outside line here at Daytona, you don't have that run to the start-finish line like you do at Talladega. That outside line to really help you get into the line. So, I just, you know, the outside line is definitely able to keep pace, but I think if I'm going for the win here, the bottom is where I want to be.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Definitely going to get your truck down to the bottom here. I mean, these lines are running pretty even right now. Everybody really behaving. And once they kind of fell into these lines, most guys have kind of just stayed where they're at. We haven't seen any aggressive moves or anything, really, just kind of pushing each other along.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen these guys in anything other than a super late model, so Uh, wasn't sure really what to expect from these guys, putting them into a bigger car like the truck. But everybody's kind of really handled themselves really well so far. A lot of patience, just turning some laps right now. So real smart racing by the whole field.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, even to the point, again, only 12 trucks took the field here tonight, but you're still seeing a couple strategies play out here. With a couple guys just kind of dropping to the back, and you can see they're intentionally leaving some space from the pack, you know, just in case something happens in front of them. And if I remember right, I think they're only running about 60% fuel here tonight, so it is dang sure going to force a pit stop at some point in time. Tires never really come into play in these races, but obviously fuel will. My goodness, man. Every time I watch these plate races and get the opportunity to call them from the booth, all these little close calls when you see these trucks snaking back and forth. And
Ooh, 3 wide.
Oh, man, is it? Yeah, 3 wide down that back straightaway.
And Mike DeVito.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Trucks going everywhere.
Oh, and Christopher Morris, it paid off for being in the back. He was able to get that truck woed up and not have any contact. So he's going to be in really good shape here on this next restart.
It's like a couple trucks were able to kind of scoot through here, so we'll keep an eyeball on who actually made it out of this thing and who's going to have to bring a damaged truck down pit road here as we look at a couple of these trucks. They have Mario Ercolani in that number 41. A lot of damage to the front end of his truck. We'll go back and see if we can take a look at the crash from a couple different avenues here. And we'll rewind it from that point right there as we watching these trucks flip down this back straightaway. But I really think it had a lot to do when they went 3 wide, and my goodness, one truck just comes down, clips that number 17 truck. Alex Marinelli through the air, the 41 also up through the air. And again, I mean, that's just a plate racing at its worst there. One simple mistake can really cause a big accident here, and we see our first one here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like, let's see what happens here at the top. It looks like you're going to have 3 or 4 trucks that got through that unscathed. So, you know, good job by those guys, and a couple of them definitely are going to have to use a fast repair.
I mean, there are some wounded trucks for sure here, but they'll get them all fixed up, get back underway here, as we're seeing some of these guys come back around. And again, looking at Christopher Morris Jr., last year's champion, was able to avoid all that. But Mike D'Amico, and we're starting to see a lot of these trucks come down pit road right now.
Looks like a little bit of damage on the, yeah, it's more than just a little bit. It's not too bad. Mario Ercolani uses his fast repair there, gets that truck all patched up again. Last week's winner with dramatic finish there to last week's race.
Yeah, some trucks on and off pit road already. It looks like Alex Marinelli's back underway here. It's going to turn over the lead of this race to Kevin Otis, who we were watching up on the high side, got his truck woed up and was able to avoid most of this. It's going to move him up 10 spots from where he had started. Peyton Hill is going to be running in second place here. And then Kevin Dianovich is going to be running third. So a couple trucks stayed out here. Everybody else seemed to bring it down pit road in order to get their trucks fixed up. That is caution number 1 here tonight from Daytona Speedway. Got 8 laps complete. And looking forward to getting this thing back underway here and seeing how these guys mix it up one more time. Got 45 laps here, so still a long ways to go here. Hopefully these guys can, you know, get it straightened back out and get some more green flag racing, because it was getting pretty exciting there.
Yeah, and you know, for these guys that didn't come down pit road, yeah, I don't know. These other guys might be able to go the rest of the way on fuel. close. But that would, these caution laps, that's going to put them at about 34 laps to go or so when we go back to green flag racing. So they might be able to do that on fuel. So don't know if these guys that stayed out here because they didn't have any damage. I don't know if this is going to work out if this thing was to go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Again, I think they're running 60% fuel, so I'm not sure how long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how many laps they can make it, you know, with that amount of fuel in the, you know,
well,
in the
they definitely won't be able to make it if they're running reduced fuel loads. Guess I wasn't aware of that. Expecting 100% there. I'm not sure why, because I know they ran reduced fuel last week. So,
Alex tries to keep things interesting, to include, you know, setting it up for 100 laps in 65 minutes, and then setting it up some other way, and then we finally settled in on this one.
Yeah.
But again, Alex, we give you a ton of credit, man. That Go Locker Racing looks fast on the side of the number 17 truck. So I suppose we should throw down some sort of ultimatum. Like, if he doesn't finish worth of crap tonight, he's got to take that off his truck.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have our name attached to some slow stuff.
That truck looks really good. I'm
It
not gonna
does.
tell you we can't run one. In fact, I might see if we can't get a hold of that to put our stuff on that. That's really a good looking truck.
His green flag's back out, and we're back underway. Again, Kevin Otis is in control of this field, but Peyton Hilda is outside, and everybody else kind of jockeying for position right now. So we'll see where a few of these trucks settled into play here after our first big accident of the night. But we are on lap number 10 of our scheduled 45 here from Daytona Speedway. A lot of fun here tonight. Again, a change up from last week. Last week we're in the super late models. This week we're in the trucks, doing some plate racing, and it's been exciting here, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Let's see, Christopher Morris Jr., who had gone to the front after saving that truck and not getting involved in a wreck, has dropped to the rear again here on this restart. I guess he's going to continue to ride around in the back, which worked out good for him the first go around. I think he's expecting that there probably won't be the only caution we get tonight.
It's probably a pretty safe bet on his part. You know, a lot of times during these plate races, and when you're out there drafting, I mean, it is the smallest of mistakes that can set off a chain reaction here. You go to bump somebody and you just don't quite line it up, or you know, he jukes, you zigged, he zagged. Next thing you know, you're turning the truck on its lid. So, you know, not surprised to see, again, as we talked earlier in the race here, a couple different strategies here. Seeing some guys just kind of riding around the back, try to keep that truck clean for later in this race. As we see a move now from Kevin Dianovic to the outside, and he is going to lead this lap.
He's really got that outside working really well. He drops now to the bottom. Both him and the 48 of Peyton Hill drop down to that bottom. Take this away from Kevin Otis.
Now we're going to see Joseph Fernandez in that 00 machine with the 85 pushing him on the outside. See what they can do. And now the 17 of Alex Marinelli pops to the outside line. So looks like there's going to be 4 trucks on the inside. Alex makes a fool of me and drops back down to the inside.
Yeah, I'm really not sure which line he was running there. He really wasn't committed to either one of them. He kind of just rode the middle and then dropped back down to the bottom as they went into turn 3. Now he's back to the outside. That's going to make it rough for people to work with you when you're doing that kind of stuff. So might want to just settle down and run some laps here. As he's changed lanes once again, and again he's kind of just riding the middle. Is he trying to make it 3 wide here? I mean, it didn't work the first time.
Oh, hold your breath, Jamie.
Yeah, he forced 48 down. 48's gonna back out of it and give him the position though.
that was a gutsy move back there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's working out for him. I mean, he's picked up the spot.
So now we see Christopher Morris Jr. up into the pack right now, about midway through the pack. So I guess he was getting bored hanging out and decided to come up here and mix it up with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, hey, I'm just going to ride around the back and, run some laps and wait till the end to start charging forward. But then you start feeling like, man, I'm faster than these guys, and you just want to get up there and start making your way towards the front. Hopefully, it's not too early. Start making this move. We'll see. He's obviously got his faster pair in his pocket, so I mean, he can afford to get up there and be racy right now if he wants to.
We are definitely seeing a lot of jockeying for position here early. Guys swapping back and forth and changing lanes and taking it 3 wide and all kinds of craziness here, but they're making it work right now. New leader, Joseph Fernandez, that lap in that 00 machine up on the outside, but they are going to split him 3 wide. Coming out of turn number 2 here. Yo, hooks him.
And he's turned.
Yep, gets hooked by the...
Caution. Well, that's going to spread this field out.
Wow, that is really surprising. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, caution came out now. Looks like the caution was thrown by race control, being handled by Jonathan Hancock.
We'll go back and take a look at that, but I think, from the initial view, we all saw, get split, 3 wide there, and 85 just comes down off that corner there, clips him, and again, second wreck here of the evening.
Yeah, that's twice at 3 wide, just has not worked.
It often doesn't.
I mean, it looks good. It looks tempting to pull off, and I mean, you should be able to do it, but it just doesn't ever seem to work out. Especially here at Daytona. Daytona is a little bit more narrow than Talladega is. You really have a lot of room at Talladega to work 3 wide, but it definitely gets a little tight here at Daytona, especially into the corners.
Yeah, I mean, I'd fully agree with you. 85 had that faster pair in his back pocket, so brand new truck for him. He'll get that thing serviced and back out on the track. But yeah, Jamie, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Daytona is a different monster than Talladega. Talladega it seems like you have tons and tons of room, and you can run 3 wide there, and you can make those little mistakes and those little bobs and weaves, and you're going to be okay. But at Daytona, I mean, it's just a tighter racing. And oftentimes, yeah, it just doesn't work out. And we've seen it twice here tonight where, it didn't work out.
Right. And another factor into this is Daytona is much more of a handling track. Your truck really has to handle. At Talladega, handling don't matter. You just hammer down, get in the draft, and it's going to go as fast as it's capable of going. You don't really have to think about anything, but that's not the case here at Daytona. So you narrow it up, handling becomes an issue, and it just makes 3 wide bad recipe.
Don't look now. Alex Marinelli in the number 17 machine is going to be the leader of this race.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's really wanting us to have to change our tune on calling him slow, I guess. So,
well, we're going to see a lot of racing left here.
If he pulls off the win, I'll be more than happy to say that Alex Marinelli is in fact fast.
There's a lot of things I could say about that, but we're just gonna let that one go.
I mean, I guess we could let everybody know that what he really said was that he only pretends to be slow and run in the back so that other guys can win and they stick around. I believe that was also something he said today.
Yeah, so, wherever these Facebook fact checkers are, that one is true.
So Mike D'Amico and Christopher Morris, just so you know, and Mario Ercolani, Alex is just letting you guys win.
That's a stand-up move on his part, I tell you. Stand up. What is he doing? Now he's going to bring it down pit road?
Oh my goodness. Alex, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, maybe he just wanted to get out. He wanted to lead a couple laps. Got his 5 minutes of fame. And now he's going to come get some fuel, I guess.
Yeah, you know, they might be topping off here. And, yeah, it might be a smart move. Actually, quite a few guys have come down pit road here. Looks like there's some more damage to the 41 of Mario Urcolani.
Yeah, I think that first wreck, he had to use that fast repair. He's been sitting in the pits for a while now, and that truck is very tore up. So at this point in time, he is 2 laps down. Mike D'Amico is 1 lap down. So Mike D'Amico's still sitting on pit road right now, so both of those trucks taking repairs. And now we're seeing Alex Marinelli kind of sitting on pit road here for a while as well. So, oh, and those 2 trucks take off. But still, Alex Marinelli sits on pit road, so he must be taking some optionals here. And he is down and away. We'll go back in and check on our field here because they are getting stacked up 2 by 2 for this restart. Lights are out on the pace car. And Peyton Hill is going to lead us back to the green flag. He's going to have Kevin Dianovic to his outside. Randy Koching has moved that number 19 machine up, so good to see him coming up through the field here in that Budweiser machine. Kevin Otis is going to be restarting down there in 3rd. Christopher Morris Jr. is up to 5th. Green flag is out, and we are back underway. I don't think half of those guys caught back up.
No, they didn't.
So once again, it's going to break up this field a little bit, and if those guys did get caught up, smart, they're going to get lined up nose to tail very quickly.
Yeah, it does not do one bit of good to be running side by side right now if you are not part of this front pack.
They're back underway here. It looks like a couple of guys looks like John Dickerman has lost the lead draft here. Mike D'Amico is right behind him. Alex Marinelli has no drafting help whatsoever. He is out there in no man's land. Caution is back out.
Okay, looks like that was thrown by race control. Not exactly for what reason.
They may have thrown that caution flag just to get the field back together. That is my only guess because I don't see anything wrong with anybody.
And it's an interesting choice.
Mario Urcolani back on pit road, still trying to get that truck fixed up. Joseph Fernandez on pit road at this point in time as well. Yes, this will bunch the field back up after that. I want to call it an interesting restart, but I mean, for the trucks that were out there, it was fine. But we had some trucks coming off of pit road that really sat on pit road too long, trying to get some repairs done, and weren't able to catch up to the field.
Yeah, it looks like Mario Urcolani has exited from the race. I guess maybe there was just too much repairs that needed to be done to that truck, but that pretty much guarantees that we will not have a repeat winner to start the season off. So going into season 3, there will be 2 winners in the Maple Ridge Racing Series to kick off the 2nd season.
Yeah, tough break for Mario, who ran just a phenomenal race last week. And one of the best finishes I've ever seen in any of the series we've called or I've even raced in. So tough break for him tonight here at Daytona. Hopefully next week when they get back behind the wheel of the super late models and get back to that winning form. But you're right, Jamie, we're going to see a new winner here tonight for season number 3. 2. Is it 3 or 2? How many seasons have they been racing?
2. Well, 2 with this is our 2nd season with them.
All right, fair enough.
I'm assuming they were a brand new league last year, so this should be season. We're calling it season 2.
Got it. Five laps left here to go. And the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series from Daytona International Speedway. Couple cautions to start the race here tonight. Couple big accidents. Last caution thrown just to kind of get the field bunched back together after some trucks left pit road late here. But thanks to everybody that is tuned in here tonight to watch the show, and obviously thanks to everybody that goes back and watches it as well. I always tend to forget people will go back and watch the race, and oftentimes don't get a chance to watch it live. So if you're sitting on your couch right now and it's midnight, checking out the race with a cold beer and a bucket full of popcorn, we appreciate you as well. Just share the popcorn because I'm kind of hungry. But while we're under caution right now, I'll get a chance to talk about a couple of our sponsors that are going on, and one of the main sponsors here, which we'll highlight first, which is Vermont Sim Racer. They are back again this year as one of the major sponsors. We still see trucks come down pit road, probably top it off on fuel, and it's always good to have them on board. You see it on the back of Alex Marinelli's truck as well. The Vermont Sim Racer, and it was so much fun last season getting to know who they were, what they're doing, talk to the owner of it. So glad to see them back out here for this season, and hopefully, Alex is working on some other sponsorship as well. But you see some of the trucks running around with their different sponsors. But glad to see Vermont Sim Racer back.
Absolutely. And hopefully they're broadcasting the race.
That as well. But Kevin Dianovich will have control of this race when we go back to green. You'll have Kevin Otis in the 09 machine to his inside. Peyton Hill's, actually Alex Marinelli is going to be down on the inside. And then it's going to be the 48 truck of Peyton Hill to the outside. And then Christopher Morse Jr. still running in that 5th position. So, again, still a lot of racing left here to go. We're getting close to that halfway point. Lights are out on the pace car, so we will be going back green this time by. Right now, I'm only seeing 6 trucks that are caught up to the field right now. As we see another truck come up into the picture here, pace car is going to peel off, and we're going to get back underway. Green flag is out. We are back racing here. 23 laps left to go in the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series from Daytona International Speedway. Looks like we're going to have a lead pack of 6 trucks right now. Kevin Otis is able to make that outside line work. Drops down to the inside here, so now that's going to leave Peyton Hill to the outside with the number 3 machine of Christopher Morse Jr. pushing him. So 2 trucks to the outside, 3 down on the inside. 1 truck kind of lagging back at this front. I'm not sure if he's able to keep up or not here, so we'll continue to watch it as it goes. And now Alex Marinelli makes his move to the outside to see if they can't get that outside moving. Peyton Hill will lead that lap.
These lines keep shifting. They don't make it the whole lap in the same line. They're really kind of all over the place.
Now this is going to put Christopher Morse Jr. out to the point. See as they come through turns 3 and 4 here. As they continue to jockey for position as they come down to the start-finish line. I believe for the first time tonight, yes sir, Christopher Morse Jr. to the point in that number 3 machine.
Alex Marinelli going to take it to this bottom again. Just kind of leave Christopher Morris out there, and he's going to try to lead this bottom line around here to lead this lap.
I don't think any of these guys really want to work with each other. They're just all jockeying back and forth and figuring out ways to pass each other. It's kind of entertaining. I'm not going to lie. No one seems to be content with wherever the heck they're at. They continue to. Oh my goodness! I thought he was going to make that move under the double yellow.
Yeah, I did too.
Christopher Morris Jr. leads that lap one more time. Alex Marinelli with no help now down to the inside.
Oh. Christopher Morris and Kevin Dianovich now move to the bottom.
20 laps left here to go. 5 trucks now racing for the lead up front. We got a few trucks that are just kind of hanging, well, not hanging back. We've got the 19 machine of Randy Koching running all by himself back there in 6th position. James Goshen in that number 85 machine, again, running back in 7th position all by himself. John Dickerman in the number 13, running by himself back in 8th. Mike D'Amico still sitting on pit road right now. Joseph Mendez is actually out on the track and running laps. As we cataloged earlier, Mario Urcolani has parked his truck for the night. So our first truck out of the race. We'll head back up here to the lead pack, and now Alex Marinelli has got that number 17 machine to the outside, being pushed by the 09. So 3 trucks to the outside, 2 to the inside here. Alex Marinelli still trying to lead his first green flag lap of the night. Not going to happen this lap as everybody bails on him.
That there, the 48. Peyton Hill now moves up to the outside behind Alex. Maybe he'll get the run the next time around on that outside lane.
Good push from the 26 to the 3 here to keep that line out front. 48 and 17 continue to try to work together on that outside line to get a good run. He pulls even with the 3 machine. I think he's going to get it. Oh my goodness, that was almost a bump draft going wrong there, but I think this time around, yep, Alex Marinelli to the point.
Sure did. He led that lap. As he goes back to the bottom to pick up Christopher Morse.
Hey, Peyton, thanks for pushing me to the lead. I got to go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oftentimes see this in these plate track races. It's a huge game of leapfrog. That guy to the outside will get enough of a run to clear that inside line, drop down, and now we see Christopher Morris Jr. said, no, I'm not going to push you around the track, Alex, and jumps to the outside. Peyton goes with him and is going to push that number 3 machine to the lead. I'm not going to lie, Jamie. It's kind of funny watching everybody bail on Alex.
Well, to be honest, it's not just Alex. I mean,
they're bailing on everybody.
There is no loyalty working with anybody that's at the front. They're all just, you know, it's like they'll get somebody to the front and they just jump ship and go where they're not. I don't know. I think if you want somebody to work with you, you better work with them.
Coming up on 15 laps left here to go. So 30 laps down, 15 to go. 2 major wrecks here this evening. Got things cleaned up, but it definitely spaced this out. Knocked out last week's winner, Mario Urcolani. And right now we only have 5 trucks up here in the lead pack. But I tell you, for 5 trucks, man, it's been pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's definitely not just been follow the leader.
No.
I mean, they've been mixing. Oh, and there
Oh,
we go.
48 up into the
Well,
side.
I don't know if you can call it a big one with 5 trucks involved, but
They both keep it straight. The 09 is smoking right now, so that is not good news for Kevin Otis. No caution, but
so
that
far.
09 machine is torn up, and the 48 is not a whole lot better either. A lot of damage to the rear end of that truck, and the caution has come out.
Right after that caution fell.
Caution out here for fourth time here tonight. Accident between Kevin Otis and Peyton Hill there. Christopher Morris Jr. leading this race with Alex Martinelli running back in second position. Kevin Dianovich running in third, up 6 positions from where he started, so having himself a pretty solid night. And quite honestly, Kevin Otis was having himself a damn good night too, up 6 positions from where he started. So not sure if he's got a fast repair left in that machine or not, but hopefully he does, because, oh boy, that truck, yep. Brand new truck, stop smoking. Good thing he had that one left in the bag there.
Yep.
Gets service, gets all that damage fixed up, and we'll get back out there and try to get back up front and fight for the win here tonight. This will also catch up a couple of those other trucks that have gotten way behind. So guys like James Goshen and Randy Kotching will be able to catch up. Still a slight bit of damage to the right rear of that number 19 machine, but I think he'll do just fine. And with 14 laps left here to go, I think all of these trucks should be, and they're going to come down pit road anyway, so what do I know?
Yeah. Well.
Might as well, I guess.
I guess. I've kind of given up with trying to figure out what the strategy is here tonight. Not really sure, so we're just going to assume that they know more than me, and they're doing exactly what they need to do. We got a Jonah Colbert sighting in the stream.
Holy smokes. I didn't even know that guy was still around.
I know.
Good to see him, though. Well, not that I can see him and or hear him, but in spirit. Let's go that way.
Looks like Jake Ellingson's in the stream. Apparently he missed a race because he was sleeping. So
I don't know what we're going to do with that kid, Jamie.
I don't know either.
But since Jonah Colbert is in the stream, and we've said it plenty of times, big shout out to Jonah Colbert. Huge help to us over here at Goat Locker Racing. Actually painted our car for the 24 Hours of Daytona. What a sharp-looking car that was.
Yeah.
We beat it up a little bit.
In the field.
Oh yeah. And so a big shout out to him and all that he does to help us out here at Goat Locker Racing, and just anybody that tunes in, especially again if you're sitting around later watching the race. If you need a paint scheme, get a hold of Jonah Colbert over at JC Racing Graphics, and you won't be disappointed. You can find him in our Discord. You can find him a few different places, but be sure to reach out to him, because man makes the best paint schemes out there.
Just hit up JC Race Graphics on Facebook.
Yep, there you go. That's a good way of doing it.
Easy enough. Hit him up there. I think I think Jonah did that old trick, they did with Gordon before Daytona that year, where they hand painted the whole car to make it as streamlined as they could. Because man, that final lap, Nate freaking caught that guy and got right past him there, coming to the start-finish line. Take over sixth place, sorry, on the final lap after racing for 24 hours. That's what it came down to. And I don't think we could have done it without that slick body.
I think that's what the difference maker was right there.
Absolutely.
Cut through the air just a tad bit better.
No, Mama Ellingson, neither one of us want him, so you keep him.
Yeah, that's sad but true. Alex Martinelli is going to be the leader of this race as we come back to the green flag here. He's going to have Kevin Dianovich to his outside. Randy Kotching now is going to move up into that third position, so good to see him back up here, along with James Goshen, who was wrapped up in one of those earlier accidents with the 85 machine back up here. Some of those guys did come down pit road. We saw Christopher Morris Jr. come back down pit road one more time, so not sure if he's going back to his I'm going to race from the back strategy or what the deal is.
He's trying to make it interesting, I guess. We'll have to see how that works out. And no, Jake, you're not coming to Florida. It's cold here too. I haven't had the top down on the car in over a week.
I was just going to let that one sink in for a minute. I feel bad for you. I really, really do, man. It's tough having those kind of first world problems.
Yeah.
And the green flag is back out, and we are underway. Alex Marinelli with actually a really good start there. He's going to have the number 19 machine pushing him. 48 lined up, 85 lined up. So now, right now, the first 4 trucks lined up nose to tail. Christopher Morris Jr. moves up into that 5th position. We know he's not going to sit there. He's looking for some other trucks to join him on that outside line. And as they race 2 by 2 up, and there's the first one to jump up. Peyton Hill at number 48. 19 thinks about it, wisely decides to keep it in line. But now that outside line's got 4 trucks in it and is going to try to push its way towards the front.
But see, I don't know. When you do stuff like that right there, I mean, you just, well, now he's going to... I thought he was going to try to make that under the yellow line.
Peyton Hill back out to the front right now, and the number 48 machine being pushed by Christopher Morris Jr. there in the number 3. Still got the 17 and 19 locked nose to tailgate down on the inside line, and the 85 has joined them. We see Kevin Otis in the 09 that's back up here in the lead pack after taking a hard hit during that last caution there, or what brought out the last caution. And now we see Peyton Hill drop down to the inside in front of Alex Marinelli. That's going to give that number 3 machine the outside, which is probably what he was looking for, and try to get back up to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. He's made that outside line work pretty much all race, other than this short time of running around in the back to save himself.
9 laps left to go here tonight to settle it out here in the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series from Daytona International Speedway. Been a lot of great racing here tonight, watching these trucks jockey back and forth here in the draft. We've definitely had a handful of cautions as well, but none of these guys are content just to ride around and push in the draft here. They continue to swap spots back and forth.
Saw a little wiggle out of the 48 there coming down the backstretch. Not sure if Alex Marinelli was actually able to get to the back of him there or not. I haven't really seen much, anybody bump drafting tonight. Could be because nobody's staying in line long enough to do it, but, I don't know. I was looking to see if these, like you said, with the new drafting model that we talked about earlier, I was looking to see if these trucks were going to be able to pull up the bumper truck in front of them. And I don't know. I'm not really seeing any different.
Oh, those guys.
Alex Marinelli's there, but again, when you get to the side view, I mean, you can see that he's not able to make contact.
I do think you're starting to see some of these trucks get a little bit light in the rear end as they're packing air underneath them. I don't know if that's a part of this change as well, but I agree with you, Jamie. We're seeing these trucks get close, but not actually being able to make contact and get a solid bump draft. But we are seeing some of these trucks, when they do have another truck tuck underneath them, get real light in the rear end. As they head off into turn 3 here, the 48 and 85s continue to battle it out for that top position. We have about equal trucks in either line at this point in time, as we've got 7. Oh, my goodness, Alex. That is a bad touch. Bad touch.
Yeah, that was not squared up.
No, not even remotely, and it stalls out that inside line. Alex has got to back out of it. The 85 drops down to the inside in front of Peyton. We're going to see if they can mount another charge to the front, as now Christopher Morris Jr. is taking control of this race one more time.
Actually showing James Goshen in the 85 being credited for leading that last lap.
Nice.
We'll see what happens now. The numbers are to the outside. See if that makes a difference and gives
85 to the point.
He continues to lead that lap. I was kind of surprised. Of Peyton Hill gets down that apron a little bit. That pulls him off the bumper of the 85. Still a good run for that low line.
As we continue to watch these guys jockeying for position here, knowing the laps are winding down. Action is definitely picking up here. The aggression level is picking up as some of these guys are trying to figure out how they're going to make their passes, when they're going to make their passes, and really what line to be in.
5 laps to go. Forward the line.
Yep, 4 laps left here to settle this out tonight. There's 41 laps of racing here tonight, and it's going to come down to these last handful here to see who's going to be able to pull off the win. Again, any one of these 7 trucks up in this lead draft have a shot at this. And it's going to be interesting to see.
They got lap traffic they're getting ready to come up on. It looks like, I'm not sure who that is, number-wise.
Peyton.
Oh my goodness.
Down under the double.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That was something.
I am not sure how they just survived that.
What an aggressive move out of that 48 machine there. Able to make it stick, surprisingly enough, as he kept back up into the track in front of the 85 machine. I think a little give and take there kind of played out. Not wanting to wad everybody up there, but they continue to race this thing out.
Laps to go.
And my gut tells me the 85's not real happy with the 48 right now. Oh, yep, gives him a big smack to the rear end.
Make contact here in the corners. This is not a recipe for getting back to the start-finish line intact here, but we'll see. It is Alex Marinelli now moves to the outside. He's got the help from the 19.
2 laps left to go. Oh, they're gonna wad him up, Jamie. Oh!
Ooh. I'm not sure how they're not wadded up right now. There was contact. The 19 got wiggly. But got 3 wide back here. Christopher Morris to the outside. Alex Marinelli kind of on his own here on the outside lane. Everybody else is dropped down to the bottom with the exception of the 19, Randy Koching. Side draft there. 09 pushes Alex Marinelli up off of him. There's the white flag. Coming to the line.
Well, we're going to settle it out this lap one way or another. 48 continues to lead with the 85 pushing him. Alex Marinelli trying to make a charge on the outside. He's got the 19 behind him.
He's going to slide up to try to blow up. No,
he gets into the side of him. 85 pulls the same move, goes down underneath the 48.
God,
they are wrecking.
There they go.
They're wrecking. 48 down to the inside. Who's going to come out of this?
Oh my goodness.
Looks like Kevin Dianovich is going to be the one that comes out of this with that wrecked Toyota nose punched in.
48 is going to finish in second. Peyton Hill's going to come in second, and can't see who that is there.
Congratulations to our winner here tonight. Kevin Dianovich wins at Daytona Speedway. That number 26 machine, Peyton Hill, and the number 48 is going to come in second. Looks like James Goshen and the number 85 machine is going to round out the podium. That truck's got some smoke barreling out of the back of it. Looks like the 19 is not happy with the 85 right now. Nope, they are not happy with one another. Randy Katchuk comes down there to voice his opinion. Christopher Morris Jr. is going to finish in 5th position. Alex Martinelli finishes back in 6th. Kevin Otis in 7th. Finishing 8th tonight is going to be John Dickerman. Joseph Fernandez is going to finish back at 9th. And then a couple of the trucks that have dropped out, Michael D'Amico and Mario Urcolani. But congratulations to the number 26 machine on the win here tonight and just being able to be the first truck getting through that wreck.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it got exciting.
It did.
I mean, honestly, they were trying to do that for the last probably 10 laps. They just finally finished each other off there. But I mean, really, it's a great job leading up to that by everybody involved. A lot of close calls that cooler heads prevailed, and they were able to keep everything going. Just the give and take went out the window there in that final lap, and we saw the result. But congratulations to Kevin Dianovich for pulling that off.
We'll go back and take a look at it a couple times from his vantage point and how he's able to part the seas here, and we'll watch from his cockpit. As they're coming down the backstretch, you're going to see all these trucks. Has a big check up there for the 48. 17 comes down, clips him. And he's just able to plow through like a bulldozer and make it through and bring that truck home with the win.
Congratulations to him.
Outstanding run there for him, for sure. And we will grab a hold of our 3rd place finisher here. Who is, where is James Goshen? There he is. I see him up there. We're going to snag him and bring him on down. Hey, James, Pat, and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, what a wild race here tonight from Daytona. I mean, a lot of jockeying back and forth. I know you were involved in a couple accidents there, but you're able to bring that number 85 home with a 3rd place finish. So take us through your race here tonight and how you brought it home with a podium finish.
I mean, when it comes to these restrictor plate races, it's just try to keep your nose clean as best you can and just try to stay near the front. You ain't always got to lead it all the way through, but just try to stay up front. And things will happen. And man, those last 5 laps were a nail biter. My adrenaline's pumping and everything else. That was a fun race for the last 5 laps.
Hey James, congratulations, man, on getting that top 3 finish. You guys definitely made it fun to watch, especially those last 15 laps or so. Very exciting. A lot of back and forth, a lot of jockeying around. It was pretty cool. We know iRacing had an update earlier today, and there was some talk about the drafting model was changed a little bit. Did you notice any significant difference with that tonight?
From the previous races I've done with these trucks, I didn't have to drag as much brake, but tonight I was dragging a lot of brake just to try not to be on somebody's bumper going through into these corners or through these corners. So a lot more braking in the draft to just not cause any problems. That's one big thing I've noticed. And you do catch up a whole lot quicker and a lot faster than you used to.
All right, on man. Well, it's good to know. Good for that. Thank you for that information. Anybody you'd like to thank? Shout out sponsors.
I just like thank everybody in the Maple Leaf series for in this league, for the opportunity to come race with them tonight. You guys in the broadcast booth for being here for these races and broadcasting these races. Hopefully everybody watching had a great race to watch tonight because I know as soon as I get off here, I'm going to be rewatching it myself.
Well, man, congratulations on that third place finish. I know that was a nail biter there in the end, man. Get out there and celebrate it a little bit, and we'll see you next week behind the wheel of the Super Lates.
All right, thank you guys.
All righty, let's grab a hold of Peyton Hill, our second place finisher. Hey, Peyton, it's Patrick and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, it's awesome being here.
Well, man, congratulations on that second place finish. It was a lot of back and forth all throughout the night. You seem to be up front a lot. Led some laps here tonight as well. So, I mean, take us through your race here tonight and how you brought that number 48 home with the second place finish.
Honestly, actually, I'm a little disappointed I didn't come out on a top step, but yeah, I came into this race knowing that I felt like I needed to do good because I didn't participate last week. I got invited to the league last week, and I coming to the like two to go, I knew I needed to get or before the two to go when I was behind James, I knew I had to get in front of him, and he jumped up to the middle lane, and I just I decided to try to stay on the bottom, and he shoved me below the yellow a little bit, and I just left it wide open, jumping into the back onto the oval, and it was the scariest moment I think of the race. And I guess he decided to do the same thing to me, which I'm not too mad about. And I ended up getting involved in that big wreck there, and I kept it floored on the grass on that last lap, like drifting the truck. So that was kind of cool. But it was a chaotic race, and I love plate track racing. So this is just a treat to be on the podium.
Hey, Peyton, congratulations on that second place finish. I honestly I lost sight of Kevin there after that big mess, and I thought you were going to pull off the win as you were going through the grass there. I thought that was going to be pretty cool, but Kevin obviously had gotten out in front so far. We weren't seeing him, but again, congratulations on that second place finish. We noticed that there really wasn't a whole lot of working together out there tonight. It's pretty much whoever was in the lead, everybody else was just trying to take it from him. Was that your sense, or did you have anybody out there you could work with?
I happen to feel like there is a lot of in this iRacing sim that plays a part in who I feel comfortable with working with. And a lot of it comes into play of I rating, and I have a little overlay that tells me what I rating everyone has. And everyone was a little bit all over the place for me tonight, except for I believe Chris Morse. He was doing really good, and I had a thrill working with him until he just jumped back around me, and I was like, dang. So it was more of just who can I get to the bumper on, and who didn't have a car in front of them, and I just pushed them all the way to the front and tried to sit in second or on the bottom right there without blowing my truck up.
Right on, man. Well, it worked out for you. Congratulations once again. Anybody you'd like to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Yeah, I want to thank all of my friends and family watching at home. I want to thank you guys in the broadcast booth. That's awesome to do, and I want to thank Alex for putting this league on. That's great, just a great. He's a great guy overall. Glad to be invited to this league as the league has already started. And one last shout out to my buddy who I guess I'm on his team. It's 7-2 Motorsports, so everyone at 7-2 Motorsports is kind of cool.
Well, man, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Welcome to the league. Looking forward to talking to you more here in the future, but we'll see you next week behind the wheel of those Super Lates, man.
Yeah, never even touched those before, so that'll be interesting. I'm excited.
All right, man. We'll like I said, we'll see you next week, man.
Yeah, see you.
Oh, he's in for a wake up call if he's never driven a Super Late model.
Loose much?
All right, let's grab our race winner. Hey, Kevin, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How's it going?
I'm good, man. I got to watch a really cool race and all that other kind of fun stuff. You had to navigate that truck to the wind, so a lot of back and forth all night long. We had a couple of really big accidents there. Obviously, the one on the last lap, and man, you were able to plow through it and bring home the win. So, I mean, just take me through your night, man, and how you were able to get that 26 home with the win.
Yeah, man. I mean, we started off, and the plan was to just start in the back, kind of, just ride around and see how it goes. And was thinking to myself, man, this is Daytona. This is riding around. And then that first wreck happened. So luckily got through that. I almost took out, I think, the '09 truck in that one. So I think there was another wreck a little later on. Luckily, was able to get through most of the wrecks, or just wasn't involved in any of them. And then coming that last lap, it was just I could just see it from where I was. I could just see them wobbling, getting wobbly, getting a little bit more aggressive, and I was like, I don't want to be in that because when that goes, they're all just gonna wreck. And then I ended up being in it, and they all wrecked, and I somehow made it through. And going through 3 and 4, I'm just sitting there thinking like, I'm gonna win this race. I've never won a league race on iRacing, so this is my first ever win.
Awesome.
And I literally got the message to come do this like probably 5 p.m. tonight, so like 3 hours before the race or so. So I'm pretty much at a loss of words on how this happened, but it was fun.
Well, Kevin, man, that's awesome to hear. It's your first win in a league, so that's awesome, dude. Congratulations on that. Uh, Man, being new to the league, obviously you probably really didn't have anybody to work with. Was there anybody on the track that you felt comfortable with tonight?
Well, I'm good friends with Chris Morse, so I knew I could run with him, and then the 48 of Peyton Hill. I felt like I was really good around him. Otherwise, I mean, I try to just, I guess, adapt on plate tracks to pushing the people in front of me, just stay tucked up behind them, just give them the best run they can. I felt like I was probably one of the better pushers out there, getting people to the front and whatnot. So I was just hoping that would put me in position to win the race, and that's what it did.
Absolutely, my man. Well, again, congratulations on pulling off your win in your first race here at Maple Ridge Racing. Hope to see you next week in the super late models. And anybody you need to thank, shout out sponsors.
Definitely, man. Well, unfortunately, no sponsors to me, but I'd just like to thank Chris for sending me the invite, and Alex and both of you guys for putting on the show that you guys do. And yeah, we'll catch you later.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win, man. Get out there and celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, definitely.
Just give a shout out here to Rad Racer KTM48. He just gave us a follow, so we appreciate that, man.
Hey, and you know what, Jamie? We learned something new in that interview.
What's that?
Christopher Morris Jr. actually has friends.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Oh, no.
But so congratulations to you, Chris, as well. I mean, we often get a
Absolutely.
chance to talk to him, but I had no idea that people actually liked him and he had friends. So,
Yeah, he didn't get to talk to us tonight, but he's still a winner tonight.
well, as we wrap up things here from the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series, what a great race here at Daytona. Definitely had our handful of wrecks, but I mean, it's plate tracking. But our congratulations again. What a cool interview. First league win. First win joining this league. So Kevin Dianovich, congratulations to that number 26 machine. Peyton Hill coming home in second. James Goshen there in third. Randy Koching, who had an up and down night, coming home in fourth. Christopher Morris Jr., who we, again, congratulations to you as well, my friend. Alex Marinelli brings that number 17 machine home in sixth position. Kevin Otis in seventh. John Dickerman back in the eighth position. Joseph Fernandez in ninth. And then two drivers knocked out here this evening was Michael D'Amico and Mario Urcolani. So um, we talked about it a couple different times. We talked about it through our interviews. Next week, back behind the wheel of the Super Lates. So going to be interesting to see how these guys now make the transition back.
Right. Well, I mean, they showed us, last week ran 100 laps of green flag racing, so that's probably the car they are more comfortable in. So I definitely expect another good race next week, and let's see if we can't beat the .082 second win like we had in week one.
Yeah, well, we'll head off to Dover next week, as a matter of fact. So that should be an awesome race in the super late model. So definitely looking forward to that. But we'll sign off here this evening. As always, a lot of opportunities to catch us here at Goat Locker Racing, and we do truly appreciate everyone's support. As we've always said, we're built by veterans for veterans, and we support a lot of veteran causes here. But be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our second recruitment race for the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. So you be sure to tune in to our Twitch channel or YouTube or wherever the heck you like to watch us from. Should be a lot of fun, and anybody that's listening and wants to come try out for our league, please, by all means, head over to our Facebook page, Goat Locker Racing. Shoot us a message. We'll get you into the Discord, and we'll have some fun. Friday night, we'll be behind the wheel of the Xfinity cars, having a blast there, and then we'll head off into next week and back with Maple Ridge. And we got a couple other things coming up, and a lot of things starting to come back around too as well. So again, everybody that tunes in, thank you. Thanks to all the great sponsors and drivers, and we will see you tomorrow night.